I'm going to start with Chinwe.
Okay.
You were very vocal from day one. You know, you didn't play it
course.
safe. I think it started with the kitchen hustle. You know, I think that was the first time we saw you in action. And some people even said, because I did see on social media, they could count on you to bring the violence, even when every other person wouldn't do that. So what was your strategy going into the house, or was any of that your strategy to bring
No, that
all
wasn't
that
my
drama?
strategy. In real life, it's still the same thing. I am no pushover. There's only so much you can do, and I am quick to set boundaries in that sort of environment.
Yeah.
If you want to maintain your respect, you know, and your boundaries, then you should let them know. Otherwise, the moment you start to allow certain things happen, other people will take advantage, and I wasn't having any of that.
So it was more like it was you. It was Chinwe.
Yeah.
None of that.
It's
But
typically how I am in real life.
okay. But did you have a strategy going in, though? I'm curious. And what was it?
The strategy going in was just to literally be myself, because I mean, I am an entire package. You get me? There's a lot of layers to my personality, and going in there, I just wanted to unravel the different layers to my personality. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, Zion, you were, I mean, just even judging from watching and what the housemates have said. For instance, Tofa, I think it was like 2 days ago, gave a shout out to you, saying that you never really had any issues with anybody, that he feels like you're going to be G's outside. So you seemed level.
Tofa is my G for sure.
So, yeah, definitely, because he spoke good about you. So you seemed, you know, level-headed, trying to resolve issues. I think there was one part where you even spoke about how you can go through the house without having enemies. You don't have to have friends, but, you know, you don't have to have enemies as well. So my question would be, now that you're out, I mean, you seem to be cool with everybody. Was there really any person or a pair that you could not stand in the house?
So I wouldn't, like, the thing is, for me, I get pissed off. I actually get pissed off easily. Yeah, but it takes a lot to actually piss me off. Still, like, it's little things can piss me off, but for you to get to know those little things that can piss me off, it actually takes you being close to me. If you're not close to me, that's why I don't. People in the house, lots of people say that they don't have a problem with me. But that doesn't mean that I consider everybody in the house to be my friends. Okay. I don't need to have enemies, but I don't need to call everyone my friend. People I call my friend in the house, there are maybe 4, 5 people in the house.
Who are they?
Definitely the radicals. Both of them. Kelly, so far, of course.
So that there was no one that you sort of hated their gods? More like...
Hated their gods?
Yeah. Or maybe that's such a strong word, but you just sort of didn't feel.
No, I get what you mean. Like,
yeah.
If I'm to say hated their guts, it would maybe be their guts. Because if we're talking about, because there are instances where I had unlikeness for Wanni and Handy.
Okay.
Mainly because of the Ruthie situation.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will not say I hated their guts.
Okay, you just...
Then, but the person I can say maybe I could have, if she stayed longer, I would have hated her guts, would have been Chinne.
Chinne,
yeah.
Oh.
Because she was really starting to do things in the house that would just make you feel like, where are you from? Actually.
Speaking of, I mean, I was about to go to Chinwe, but since you mentioned Chinne, I'm just going to get there. So she was on, I can say his name, she was on Heroes Therapy. And then she had said, actually, it concerns both of you, actually. So she had said that Chinwe is, I'm going to quote her, she says, you're bossy, and it looks like you want the world to revolve around you. And that you're the reason that Zion stopped talking to her. You know, what's your opinion about that, both of you? I'm going to start with Chinwe because it was you she really tackled more.
I believe Chinne, she thinks and acts like a villager. She does not take... I mean, I don't know what her problem is with me. I don't know why a grown-ass woman would assume...
Okay, you can't curse though. So.
Yeah, no, I didn't curse. But, I mean, she's grown. You get me?
Yeah.
If you have an issue with me, you speak to me about it. You don't go about bickering. That's childish stuff. if she wanted to have a conversation with Zion regarding Zion not speaking with her, she should have stepped up to him to ask. Her getting me in the mix of it is just, I don't know, but Chinne, if she can take several seats, I won't even indulge her further.
Okay, so was she wrong or right when she says, you know?
She's delusional.
Okay, so what's your take on that?
So on me not talking to her, it really has nothing to do with Chinwe. It
Yeah.
has everything to do with
Her
her
behavior.
behavior. Yeah. So, okay, I'll just name one instance.
Okay.
Where, the main thing that actually made me to be like, I really don't need to be talking to this person is Chinne's locker is right next to my locker. Yeah, in the locker room. And multiple times, Chinne puts her things in my locker. And I come back, I see things in my locker. I know obviously it's Chinne's things, and I don't even make a fuss. She will just come and be like, "Oh, Zan, sorry." Then she might move some things. I'm like, "Don't worry, leave it," because I'm not using locker space right now, so you can use it.
So you had nothing to
No
do
wahala.
with...
No.
Okay.
Then it was the time when Chinwe came to me, like she was pissed. Then she was like, Chinne left dried clothes on the, because we have the dryers outside where we sun our clothes. She left dried clothes there to save space for her wet clothes.
For clothes she had not washed.
had not
And
even
we
washed
we
the
had
clothes.
washed our clothes. I had
And they
done
were-
the
they were
laundry
ready to be
and
sun.
brought the clothes out of the machine. Now I needed to air dry the clothes. Her
Yes.
clothes were in like 2 dryers and they were
They were
all
all dry.
dry. I went to her thinking she was reasonable in the least sense of it. Chinne, please, can you come take your clothes off the dryer so I can dry our clothes? Because if you leave damp clothes for a while, they start to smell. They start to,
Yeah.
bring out some smell. And she's like, that's not now, please. That the reason she left her clothes there is because she wants to wash later. So
Okay.
when she does the laundry later, she can spread them there. And I'm like, okay, but
that's-
I have
that's
done
just-
laundry.
that's
Let me
uncivilized
spread
behavior.
these ones so they can even dry before
Okay.
you get to wash. That was where Chinne concluded I was bossy.
Oh, okay. So because of the time I have, okay, you wanted to say something.
For
though.
me, like that
was
was
yeah.
behavior, because there's no way you can be in a house that is not your house. That's his biggest house. Biggie has provided these things for everybody.
Everybody.
People have washed their clothes. Let them dry their clothes. Your clothes are dry, and you are leaving them there for when you want to wash again. That is uncivilized. That is just, I don't know where she had that thought process.
Okay.
Nobody had done that in the house.
So 2
Why would you
words:
do that?
villager, uncivilized. The storyline in the last 2 weeks with Chinwe was the tension with you and Nelly, and it's coming from various conversations and various things I've seen, and it's on both ends. You also said quite a number of things. I think you said she was like a fake chef. You kind of true shades of her somewhere. She herself did not even stand up when you guys got evicted. The camera, she literally just sat down. She didn't say hi. I know that I watched this particular one where I think she was eating something that you guys had, and then she says, shout out to you. She was like, it was you that she had love for, and specified that she didn't have love for you. What was that tension? Why was there so much tension between you and Nelly? And it was on both ends. Why?
Myself and Nelly started off as friends. In fact, I was the one who extended the first hand of friendship to Nelly. After a while, she started to backtrack on the friendship and body language. I'm big on body language, right? I noticed that, and I decided to take a step back as well. So her having to, I don't know, whatever it is, it's in her head. After the show, we have the conversation, and if it's still there, it's still there. But for me, there's really no bad blood from my end.
What do you think about Nelly as a person?
As a person, not much to think about her. I mean, she's Nelly. She's a black, independent African woman.
I know that sometimes when you guys get in, before you get in, you might not have specifics, but you might hear, oh, maybe a married person is coming, a couple is coming, or twins are coming. You just hear that. So was it a case of you had heard that there was going to be a married couple and you sort of figured it was them?
No,
or
not
you just...
at all. In fact, the only people I suspected were coming prior to going in were the twins.
Oh, okay.
Both sets, anyways. right? So I suspected. Going into the house, I expected ships. Considering, more couples than sibling dynamics or friendship dynamics. Considering it's a season of dynamic duos, it would make sense to have different couples with different dynamics in the house. And then getting there and realizing on the first night that we were the only couple that came into the house.
Something didn't seem right.
It didn't sit right with me at all. I started to think, and it was that night I actually clocked it, but I couldn't even speak that night because, I mean, there was no privacy at that point. So the next morning, immediately after our walkouts, I pulled Zion to a corner, and I'm like, I have a theory that we're not the only couple in the house, and I gave my reasons why I felt, because if the moment I saw them, I suspected they were a couple.
I even said married.
Yes.
But why didn't you ever mention it to them though?
In the house, there were times where I had to pick their brains on where they were, you know, as a pair, you know, but they kept sticking to one story. And you know how it is. The moment you can't play all your cards or lay all your cards on the table. If not, there's no element of surprise anymore. So I couldn't really say, I think you're a married couple, but I kept asking, like, why are you both not together in real life? Like, why are you not really a couple? And then, because I said the only reason that will make sense to me is if you tell me you're dating different people on the outside. Kelly Ray went first and said he's in a complicated situationship outside. I'm like, Cassiana said that she's dating someone outside. I'm like, 2 stories.
It doesn't say.
It's not adding up.
For you, I remember Zion though. There was one time where you were like, let me even find it. You were like, everybody don't get shit for this house, so remaining you, Kelly Ray. And then he goes, God go do amo. One girl features sorry for me this week or something like that. And you know, that was very funny. Now coming out to see that your guy whined you, what was the feeling when you eventually confirmed that they were married when you got out?
The feeling remains the same. I've told him on multiple interviews here. I want him to come out, or if I go in, I want to come and beat him and just give him like 2 blows in his eye. First, I tell him, I pull him because I said, "Guy, you whine me. I'm disappointed." But I like the strategy. It's a cool strategy. Yeah. But him not telling me and him telling me, because what he told me initially, because what he told Chinne is different from what he told me.
Okay.
He told me that he liked Cassia at first.
Okay.
Then she didn't like him. Then they became besties. Then she started liking him, and he didn't want to now break the bestie-ship thing. So I was like, okay, that makes sense, because besties usually come from mainly the guy liking the girl. So I was like, and now I find out that that's a lie. So I'm like, bro, you lied. I'll give him like 3 blows in the eye.
3 now.
But there was a risk of one person knowing, and it could eventually just leak to everybody.
Exactly.
So like, we get that at the end of the day. Okay, so another narrative outside is that Zion could have a loosed mouth, right? And I saw quite a number of them on Twitter because they felt like you never held back and you spilled stuff about housemates. Would you say that you were unfiltered? Yeah. Would you say that you were unfiltered in the house?
Well, when I have something to say, I don't like to. I'm not the kind of person that hold my words. So if I'm going to say it, I'm going to say it. If I'm not going to say it, you will not hear it from me. There are so many things that I could have said in that house that I did not say.
Now, one thing that you had said, but it wasn't clear enough, was that you mentioned that Chinwe caught Shani and Wanni being intimate. Was there any truth to that?
Yep.
Yeah, they had sex in the house.
Okay, so we've
a couple of times.
A couple of times?
Yeah, and the first time it happened, I was privy to.
Because the first time it happened,
the information.
we were both sitting.
We were sitting together at the dining.
Then I noticed Wanni observing the house from upstairs.
Yeah.
He was looking, and this is unusual behavior.
He even asked her, he's like,
I was like,
why you do observe for them?
Observe your house? She was like, looking around, like watching to, like, you know, when someone is doing something inside, you have to look out on the outside. So I was like, what is going on in there that you are looking out for who is coming? She was just there looking. I was like, let me not engage further. Next thing, Chinwe comes and tells me that what was going on was something of the So I was like, huh? Really? Because Shaun actually told me that having sex in the house is something that he would never do. So I was like, bro.
Well, I mean, that conversation came after they had sex.
After they had
And I mean, I feel like it was the agreement they had, because even Wanni still said to, was it you? She said it was someone.
She said to multiple people.
So that having sex in the house was something she would never do. So it was more of a rehearsed defense by the both of them, you know. Well, we don't already see what thing happen.
It is what it is. But what it is. We didn't, just one we didn't see, we didn't hear about them, but they must have, covered up real quick, real good. Okay, so let's move away from that because of time. You, Chinwe, you are also very notorious for disobeying Biggie's rules.
Not quite.
Not once, not twice.
Not quite.
What was it with you and obeying rules? What was the problem?
So when you say disobeying Biggie's rules, I'm sure you're talking about housemates move to the garden.
Yeah, that's part of it. Is that not disobedience?
Do you know you can just be sleeping? Big brother will just say, "This is Big Brother." Housemates.
No, and that voice comes. It opens your ears.
It
and goes to your
startles
brain.
you when it hits you.
It hits you.
So there's a lot of processing going on.
Yeah.
You get me? And this is not. It's not my usual type of stuff. It's me having to adjust to a new environment and everything. So it might come across as breaking rules, but yeah, I was just adapting to my new home.
Reminds me of when you got into the house and you're like, Zion, look at our home. I'm like, hello.
I mean, it was home to us.
Yeah. Definitely first.
It's definitely home to us.
No one there. It's definitely your home, isn't it?
Okay, if you say so. So I'm curious though, what was the toughest moment in the house for both of you as a couple?
I think the toughest moment for me with Zion as a couple was the fight we had the week I wanted to leave.
I feel like a lot of people have asked you that, so I just go ahead.
The week I wanted to leave the house, before I could even start voicing such thoughts, it was emotionally draining for me, and yeah, thankfully I survived it.
For me, the toughest, I would say, what was even the toughest? Maybe just not winning the immunity or HOH games.
But I think the question is the toughest moment for us as a couple, not as individuals.
You could have won HOH.
Oh, okay. So you're blaming me for that?
I'm not blaming you.
Okay.
Who's blaming you?
Okay. Answer your question.
No, so
Okay,
I'm
so
just
yeah.
talking about something we did together. Of course, yeah. So if we could have won together, it should have definitely been an highlight.
And you guys would have had the condo to yourself,
You get,
right?
because she really wanted that.
Well, when we had to ballot to campaign for the HOH ballots, it was only me carrying the weight of that. Zion was not supportive in any way, so don't blame me for that. We had our play, and exactly, good, my love.
it's always the realness for me. Like people would come and try to form, but you would always be you, and I obviously love that about you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know I think it was your final diary session where Chinwe was saying like so much sweet stuff to Zion. I was like, oh, so sweet. So zinwe, is it the end game?
You're definitely gonna see zinwe on your screens, big time, even on the big screens still. So the best I can say is watch out. Just be patient.
Okay, I'm just going to mention pairs, and you try to keep it short, but just let me know what you think about the pairs,
Alright.
individually or as a pair. So we're going to start with radicals.
My G's.
They're cool.
Okay.
As a pair, individually, Femi's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so checkers.
They're sisters.
So
We know that already.
The question is what we think about them, right?
Yeah.
They're sisters.
That's
I
not a
think-
thought.
I think-
That's a
That's
fact.
so I think Oyenka is someone that is she's a funny person, because Oyenka is a funny person because like I feel I don't know what her strategy was in the house. She kept saying one thing that kept banging in my head, and I was like, you need to stop saying this. Even Femi and I even had conversation with her that she needs to stop saying that the snail thing.
Oh, the snail.
So I was like, bruh, stop it. Yeah. But Chizoba is I feel like Chizoba is someone that is. She's less opinionated. Yeah, but she's okay. She's okay, people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, twins.
I think they're the biggest game players this season.
I think you're the second person saying that. Okay.
Yeah, strategy wise, they're seriously on game. So you really can tell where you stand with them until the show is over.
Okay. The same thing.
Yeah,
That's
so
what you
now,
think.
I'll say they're on game definitely. I feel Ozzy is less on game, but OC is
Are you
more.
serious? And he seems like the calmer one.
Ozzy is someone.
And the
that,
one
like,
in less drama. No, OC.
OC,
yeah. OC. I feel OC is more calculated, and he's a cool person. Yeah, but Ozzy is more outgoing, more spoken, so he has more time to lose guard.
Okay, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, Nelita.
I think they're a competitive pair. I particularly like Anita of that pair, and yeah, I feel like they're highly competitive.
Okay.
Definitely a competitive pair, and as she said, Anita is a sweet soul.
I mean,
I feel Nelly is also a cool person. It's just but
Just she and your babe, they no agree.
yeah, they don't agree, but she's a cool person actually. But
Aces.
Topher. He's a cool guy. Suj. No comments on Suj.
What about you?
So I call Tofa Topper because
Okay.
Topper. Yeah. So Tofa is my guy. Actually, I see Mercy. Also a pure spirit, cool guy, chill vibes. Suj is a guy. Just is a guy.
Shatoria.
Shitoria.
Sorry.
I mean, V is my girl, of course. I think V, she's super cool. Shaun is on game. He has his head in the game. And it's totally fine because, I mean, we went there to play the game. So that's fair game, really. I feel they're good.
Same.
Yeah, so Victoria, very, very cool person. I actually like Victoria a lot. Then Shaun, also a cool guy, but definitely on game.
Okay. Wanni X Andy.
Our ex kids.
On Wanni X and
Yeah.
as a pair,
Yeah.
they both have their backs, regardless. Because I know Handy doesn't particularly approve of everything Wanni does, but she's her twin. She's going to have her back regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
Wanni, as a person, she's passive aggressive.
All right. So we're gonna do this in 1 minute. I'm getting the signal. Beta and double K.
Better. So you just called two pairs that are on serious game.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay, double K, yeah.
Double K, of course,
I
they're
don't
on
see
game.
Beta though.
No, better, especially Doctor.
I feel Doc is just. I don't feel Doc is on game. I feel
Doc is on game because with Doc, you don't know where you stand. You think he's cool with
Yeah,
you.
I feel he's a cunning person.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
But that's his game because he doesn't give you the impression that he's not cool with you. You
Okay,
know,
so
he gives you the
game
impression
players.
that he's your friend. Yeah. You called him Two-Face.
Okay, so then
I feel he's on game.
Then-
but Ben is action Ben. Action for a
Sean,
reason.
for many
Okay.
reasons.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Double K quickly.
They're on
Kelly
game.
Ray,
They're on
my
game.
G.
No
They're
game.
cool people, but they're on game.
Kelly Ray, my G.
All right. So obviously you said watch out for Zinwe.
Of course.
Do you have any specifics you want to share or your last words before we wrap this up?
Nothing specifically to share for now.
Yeah.
Last words will still be watch out for Zinwe.
Just keep
this is not the end. It's only but the
Just
beginning.
keep your butts to your
And-
seats and your eyes glued to your screens, and
Yeah.
you'll
You could be
definitely
aggressive.
see us.
You're going to make NDC come and sanction me. You just said BUTT on air.
I don't want to say the ASS.
Okay. But I had fun talking to you guys. I
Yeah.
hear you have another interview. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It was fun talking
Thank you
to
for
For
having
being
us.
here.
both of you as a pair. Did you enjoy the
Thank you.
interview?
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.